What's up, everybody? It's me again. I have some bad news about the Rainbow Draft tournament videos that I had been uploading. For some reason, the second and third videos were just as poor, and if not poorer quality than the first one that I uploaded. Something was going wrong with my camera, and I just don't feel comfortable uploading it with such poor quality. It would just be hard to watch. Which really bums me out because they were good games. I ended up winning that tournament. I played two really good teams in the second and third round. I played against a gate team that focused on the gate ability of getting out a bunch of Uranus's, and I played against a Fiend team in the final match. Ended up picking up both those wins. They were both really close, and I apologize for not being able to get you those videos, but they were just too hard to look at, too blurry and all that. So to make up for that, I went up to my local game store today, actually, and sat down with a friend of mine, and I went and bought 24 packs of War of Light, which is a set I skipped over. It didn't have a lot of money at the time it came out, and so I went and I picked up 24 packs. We split them 12 apiece, and we popped them open, and we built teams out of those and had like a little sealed tournament best of 3, if you will. So this is the opening portion of that. All right, so as I mentioned, I pulled 12 packs. My friend Derek here pulled 12 packs. We are each going to open them separately. We're not going to mix anything that comes out. We can only use what we open, including dice, so you can't provide your own dice. We are obviously going to provide our own BACs because you can't open a BAC within a pack. Otherwise, that'd be crazy. And my goal here is to open 8 super rares, all 8 super rares from the set in 8. No, that's not true. That's impossible. So I pull this first pack. I pull a Bleeze, and I pull a Starfire, a common, uncommon. Had a little trouble getting my camera to focus on these packs up close. I'm going to play around with that and practice it so that I can do more of these pack opening sort of commentary things in the future, because I like these. These are fun. Superboy Prime's pretty cool. Hard to see, sorry. When Superboy Prime attacks KO an opposing or a target Bolt character. Kilowog in there is pretty good, a 5 cost. Has some good abilities, depending on which card you pull. So here's a possibility for... So Jade's really good. I like that Jade. When she gets KO'd, you can prep a die. Lantern Battery, not a super rare, sadly. But you can do some cool stuff with that Lantern Battery still. I like that Jade, though. I would definitely consider putting that in this team. Whatever this team ends up being. Again, I didn't play around a lot with the War of Light stuff, so some of the abilities and synergies are still new. I understand some of it. Miri is great. Mira is even better. I like that Miri a lot within this set. A lot of inset stuff is a lot of fun. I've enjoyed the inset play that I've done recently, all these inset tournaments and stuff. Lantern Ring, but it's not the rare. Just jewelry. Wonder Woman, Loved by the Gods. That's pretty cool. It's not just jewelry, but it is just jewelry in this case. Still a cool Lantern Ring, and if I put together a Green Lantern team, depending on how these pulls go, it would be powerful. That Batman. I like that Batman. That Global's pretty cool too. Pay an energy and add a die to your prep area based on, or the first time you use an action die. So that's pretty cool. Like that one a lot. Spectre, it's all right. It's got a high fielding cost and a high, or not high fielding cost, a high purchase cost, excuse me, for the stats. Fielding cost isn't terrible on him though, so that's pretty cool. I don't know the Red Lantern synergies. Maybe there are some. Just the regular anti-monitor, not the Black Lantern anti-monitor. Wrong set. And the Atom. I like this Atom. You can spin it up or down at the beginning and end of your turn, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of base your strategy around things. So I definitely put him in there. He's got a lot of utility. And a 5/5 for 4 is pretty good. Another chance for a super rare Starfire. Did I pull the super rare Starfire? I did not. I did not pull the super rare Starfire. It's just an uncommon, which is kind of a bummer. I would love to put together a Teen Titans team, but that would be kind of difficult to do, it looks like, with me already opening most of my packs. Not a lot of synergy and not a lot of repeat dice either on my side of the field. I don't have a lot of dice to choose. There's another Superboy Prime. I could put 2 of him. There's two of the 6 cost Superboys on my team. Should buy those up right away. Turn 1. 6 cost. For you newer players, it's impossible. Don't listen to me. Got a Worth and something else. Sinestro. Sinestro gets +2/+2 to all yellow lanterns. That's pretty cool. If I have more yellow lanterns, and if they're cheap enough, I might put together a yellow lantern team. Ooh, and the rare Worth. This is one of the cards that I was really excited about this set, and it's funny because I didn't buy at all this set. When fielded, you may use a when fielded effect on an active die that you have. So, for example, if you have Gabi in the field and you field a Worth, you can just do Gabi again. That would suck. Fatality, just a common fatality. Deal 1 damage to target character for each different color in play. That's pretty utilitarian. You can use that. Got a lot of utility. Another Kilowog, so definitely going to put Kilowog in that team because I at least have 2 of him. That is important. And let's see, is this our last pack? Might be our last pack. Those pink dice are really cool to look at. They just kind of pop. Carol Ferris, that totally inappropriate card that people freaked out about when they first saw the art. Atrocitus, and it's a rare Atrocitus. KO, couple target characters, that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Got a couple rares. Not a great pull for rares. My opponent actually ended up pulling 4 rares. I want his packs, man. He has good packs. So now the fun part and the difficult part is actually putting together the team. So this will give you a cool glimpse into what I think about when I put together a team. So what I know about this set is there's a lot of synergies between varying colors. So some of them are very synergistic to a specific color, and some of them are very synergistic to a lot of different colors. Here what I'm doing is I'm kind of arranging to see how many of each dice I have, or each die I have. So I see that I have 2 Superboy Primes, I have 2 Starfires, and I didn't catch it there, but I actually do have 2 Kilowogs, and that is those are the only things that I have doubles of. Everything else is a single, which is going to make a lot of dice team really hard. Just going to have to go with a single of just about everything. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go through and just pop out the obvious big choices, clear meta choices that I know of. So I know that Miri's a really good clear choice, especially if I put together a team that has a lot of different colors. I like that one. This Carol Ferris is okay. I could definitely put her on the team. Looking at my rares over here, nothing too huge jumping out. I could combine that rare Worth that I have with Miri to allow him to do that when fielded effect that Miri has. So the next thing I'm probably going to want to do is separate things by color. So separate out all the different colors just to see if I have a proliferation of one particular color. That might help. So I've got 2 yellows.
That's the energy
Indigo here. I'm holding John Stewart with the indigo. My opponent asks me about these energy constructs, or whatever they're called. There's another yellow. So far, all of the yellow lanterns are 6 cost, which makes it really tough to put together a yellow lantern team. That lantern ring is really good for green and blue. It doesn't look like I pulled a lot of green and blue, though. I like this jade because it's instant prep, instant ramp out of your bag, you know. Kilowog's good, I like that. Starfire, I just can't, even though I have 2 of them, I just don't see me being able to use it outside of just whatever stats it has. Definitely going to want to use one of the 2 Kilowogs. Decision time. Do I go for the +1 for each opposing mask character, or do I say fist characters cannot be blocked by mask characters? I think I end up going the +1 route because buffs are cool. Yet another Superboy. Toss over that whatchamacallit there, the other Starfire. I like this Atom, and I have 2 copies of the Superboy die. Question is, do I run it? Because it's a 6 cost. Like, am I actually going to be able to buy too many 6 costs without the use of something like PXG, which isn't in this set? And then the question becomes, okay, what do I bring to use as ramp? Obviously, I can I can bring 2 BACs. So which ramp do I choose, and what BACs will be most beneficial? Like the Bleeze, it's got a cool ability that allows you to put her in the bag instead of in the used if you have a bolt. And she's a 4 cost with good stats. 4/4, it's not the best on the 4 cost spectrum. It's not the best 3-side, 3rd level, if you will. But she's pretty good. She only costs 2 on that top side. She can go straight in the bag, so definitely want to put her in there. I love the Atom that allows you to spin up and down. I wish I would have pulled more of him. I would definitely buy those up more quickly. Looking at the colors that I have, I don't have a ton of one thing except yellows, and yellows are really hard to purchase, it looks like. So counting up the colors that I have, I've got a red, I've got an indigo, and I've got a green so far. I've also got a blue if I put Worth in there. Looks like I am. And green continuous action die of the Lantern Ring. I don't know if that counts. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. So the question then becomes, do I add that in there? 7 cost would be way hard. Or I can continue to add colors, and I think I kind of want to continue to add colors. Now the question is, do I run something like this Batman that gets buffs based on you rolling your generic 2 side on an action die? Do I run any of those other ones? Superboy Prime maybe, it gives me 2 of that dice, two dice for that card. Any of these other ones jump out to me? Not really saying much. Do I want a really low drop 2 cost character? Maybe. I mean, Mira's good here, but I only have 1 die of her, so all that stuff I kind of want to pass on. I already have a blue, or an indigo, excuse me, not a blue. I already have an indigo, so that John Stewart I'm not so sure about. So I throw here Supergirl in there. I already have a red, though, so question is, I just throw her in there because of Overcrush? Or what I could do is I could bring something like Hulk out or Anger Issues to provide Overcrush to any of my cards, not just this 6 cost with the only ability she has is Overcrush. So I like some of these pieces, not a ton of synergy though, so what it looks like to me is I'm just going to have to be smart with buying and maybe just be faster than my opponent, especially if my opponent has a lot of like multiples of dice or really good synergy that I just wasn't able to pull from my packs. So my goal would just be to outpace him in ramp. So I need to bring something that allows me to ramp really hard. A lot of ramp would be great. So I'm looking back through. I'm not super sold on the Supergirl in this set, or in this team, excuse me. So here I start to pull some of the dice out that I know I'm already going to be using. So there's the Bleeze. I pull out, not the Mira, but the Atom here. Definitely pull out these 2 Kilowoggs. See, I could pull John Stewart if I wanted to put him in there, but there's no Black Lantern that we pulled. I know my opponent didn't pull any super rares, and I didn't pull any super rares. So that won't do any good. It will be a wasted ability. My camera loves to unfocus. I gotta play around with that, see if I can figure out how to make it more consistently in focus. So look at all that. You can see the hair on my hand, but can't read the text on the card. What's with that, man? So again, do I choose Superboy Prime? Do I choose something like Sinestro? If I go the Sinestro route, it would behoove me to throw in another Yellow Lantern because it would just be buffing him. But can I even afford to buy 2 6 costs in a game or in a set that doesn't have a ton of ramp? Batman's good if I buy up a lot of my action dice, especially because I do want to outpace my opponent. So there's a certain possibility that I could roll a generic 2-face with him out there and actually purchase him. Anti-Monitor only really works great with sidekicks. So, not super wonderful. So for me now it's just between Sinestro or Batman Fears a Weapon. So I put them both in there, and because they have synergy together. But again, can I buy 2 6 costs? That's really tough. The Lantern Ring works well with both Jade and with Kilowog. I like all the other pieces that I have. They're all, I think, good cards for what they are. Miri's ability probably won't trigger very often because I'll probably already buy all my low stuff by the time I can get her out and have enough different colors to actually move something to use. Unless I cycle all my dice a lot, attack with all the different colors really often right before I know I'm going to pull her and then field her. That's always a possibility. So again, Superboy Prime with 2 dice, Sinestro with a marginal buff, Batman with the possibility of getting buffed by rolling those actions, and the global is really good. So I think the best play here, the best choice here would be to drop the Sinestro and go with Batman. He provides more opportunity. Looking through the other colors here, just checking everything out. My opponent, I look over at his cards and I realize, oh my goodness, he pulled so many doubles. He's going to have so many dice for everything. He can buy anything he wants. I have those. That's a really tough decision. So go back and pull the rest of it. Pulled the wrong ring there. That's the lantern battery. So Miri, definitely going to have Miri in there. Adam, he's included. So I've got Fist, Bolt, Bolt so far. Fist. Got some good synergy with energy types. Bolt for that lantern ring. Let's see what else. It's over there. Yeah, there you go. Figured it out. Jade. Throw that down. Man, I wish I could have had more doubles of some of those cards. Worth, that's pretty cool. Die and card. I'll tell you, that was one of the cards I was most excited for when this set was first announced and promos were first released. Is that rare? So then again, it's down to these two. See what I choose. One or the other. My opponent is ready, so I have to make a decision quickly, and I go with Batman. As I had said before, Batman I think is the best choice here. But look at that amount of dice. Such a low amount of dice. I'll tell you, whenever you play with Unlimited Constructed, you sit there and you have all these huge dice amounts. You go, I got my 20 dice. It's going to be fine. Then you do something like this where it's, you just construct a team from the packs that you open and you look at it and go, wow, I could literally buy one of you, Adam, and bring one of you. It's wonderful. So that's the team that I end up going with. I look through this again just to make sure I'm not missing anything. There's a couple of interesting pieces that I could switch out. Since you guys have seen the cards enough, tell me, how would you put this team together? How would you put a team together with what I pulled? What would you do? Because this is what I chose to do. I threw on there Superhero Registration Act, which is probably one of my favorite ramps, one of my favorite new ramps in the game. It says draw and roll 2 dice, and then it has a extra part which says if your opponent doesn't KO one of their characters, then you draw and roll 3 dice. They can actually just make you roll 2, though, if they KO. I also put on there Anger Issues because it allows that crazy buff and Overcrush provision, and it gives me another way to use my fists from all the fist characters that I'll be buying and rolling. So, that is the team. Let's jump into the games.